You are now tuned in
to Respect the DJs podcast.
Welcome once again to the most incredible DJ podcast in the world.
Let's go.
Respect the DJ podcast. I'm your host, DJ Junebug, alongside DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
Today's guest is driving force behind the set. He continues to raise the bars and solidify his status as a DJ. The one and only LMP DJ. The Salvadoran Prince, as they call you? Salvadoran Prince.
Hey.
DJ Mike Touch.
Hey. Make a clap to this.
Thank you.
Welcome, my brother.
Make a
Finally made it
Thank you, DJs.
to the seats.
It's been long overdue. You've been asking me for the interview for the longest. And,
Like, yeah, I got brunch.
I'm glad to be here, man.
I'm not in town.
It's been a minute, but I'm glad to be here.
It's good to
I'm
be
glad-
booked.
yes.
Booked.
Yes.
It's always great to see a friendly face. You know, it's friendship with you has been,
Right.
amazing for the
appreciate that. I
longest.
appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, every time hey Mike, where you at? I'll be out of town. Next week? I'm getting back from out of town.
I try to maintain busy, man, and
Now
and
you have to. In this business, you do.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
and even when I'm not. I don't like to be out in the streets a lot. You know, I'm usually maintaining myself home, busy. You know, trying to download everything new, trying to maintain different and not to keep the same vibes as I did last week.
Right.
Something different always.
Right. Well, welcome. Like I said, welcome. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming by. You know what I mean? You could be brunching right now. But
I
you're here
actually
with
got
us.
brunch today. I got brunch later on.
You
So
do? Okay.
That's all right. We'll get you out of here in time.
got you
we
out
still
of
gonna be brunching now, but we got time.
Right. Where you bunching at today?
Today I got Go Samba.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Go Samba, but I got time.
And check the food out one time. I'm hungry right now.
That's the one by the Florida Mall?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the one.
Nice.
It's actually amazing food, dope vibes early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
That's what's up. All right, so let's go ahead and kick this off. So how'd you get your DJ name?
Oh man. To be honest with you, when I first started, it was just DJ Mike. It was just plain and simple.
Okay.
And then I met a promoter that gave me my first gig and gave me my first name on a flyer.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Rich Teamstar Entertainment. He used to do all of White Plains, Yonkers, Bronx. You know, he used to do like nice little dope parties. And he's like, Mike, what do you think if we give you like, a spicy name to hear, aside from DJ Mike? I was like, I don't think so. Just leave it like that. DJ Mike. He's like, nah, I want to put you on a flyer and make you look like, a star.
Right.
I'm like, bro, whatever you want. Next thing you know, he puts me on a flyer and it says DJ Mike Touch. I'm like, the hell you get that from? He's like, because every time you mixing, you touching every freaking button. So it's
right.
Let's see how it works. And ever since then, it just caught on. DJ Mike Touch. Like, nigga, you touch too much. So it's like, it stuck with me.
Depending what you're touching, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could be taken the wrong way, too.
But yeah, so the name stuck with me, and ever since then, I've been DJ Mike Touch. I
Nice.
never liked it, to be honest with you.
Right.
And the Salvadorian Prince is just something I always had from high school. It's a little nickname they gave me, a little Salvadorian, because I was the only Salvadorian that anybody have ever met in New York.
What school you went to? What high school?
I went to East Harlem Tech.
Okay. Okay.
I'm born and raised in the Bronx, but I used to go to high school in Harlem.
Okay.
So it's like my parents used to work all over Harlem. Like my mom used to work on 116 and Lex in a bakery, and then my pops used to work in upholstery, fixing furniture on 125th in Harlem. So I used to go to elementary, middle school, and then I went to high school over there on 96th Street. And ever since then, I've always been from the Bronx, but raised,
In Harlem.
Harlem.
Yeah, you're
Harlem.
honorary Harlemite.
Exactly. So that's where all the whole culture mixture
Right.
goes with me. I got the Spanish background, but then I'm from Harlem and the Bronx.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm from Harlem, too, so.
Yeah?
Yeah, born and raised in Harlem.
Nice.
West Side, I stayed on the East Side, too.
Yeah?
But I grew up on the West Side.
Nah.
Family on the East Side, and I did live on the East Side for a little while.
Nice. Yeah, I've mostly been always on the east side of Harlem. 116, El Barrio.
Yep.
That was all me.
Yep. Marqueta, all that stuff.
Yes. But I used to live on 147 in Tinton.
Okay.
That's the South Bronx.
Yep.
So from the South Bronx, I used to move all the way to Fordham, And then from there, I ended up living, before moving actually to Florida, I used to live in New Rochelle.
Okay.
So pretty much I've been all
Yeah.
over New York.
New Rochelle is nice. I like New Rock City, all that stuff up there.
Yeah, I made my name out there too, you know. But I've always been low key. I've never been, you know, that type of person that, you know, social media.
Right. What made you move out here?
Ah,
I'm jumping to, but
not for nothing. I love New York. New York will always be home.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, family issues that I felt like, you know, the only thing that was actually holding me in New York was my son.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, baby mama problems, you know, she moved to PA. She's like, listen, I got to take my son with me. So I'm like, damn, I got nothing in New York. Plus the whole pandemic happened.
right,
You know,
right.
work was good. I'm not going to lie to you. But I feel like every time I moved, you know, I used to fly to Florida a lot, you know, at least twice, 3 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I used to come here, I used to feel that type of, that love, that vibe, that people appreciate you.
Right.
Something I've never felt in New York. You know, New York vibe is everybody's just, you know, chilling.
Yeah.
Everybody's just, you know, vibing, but they're never paying attention to, like, you know, the DJ.
Right.
They never give the DJ, you know, their props.
Yeah.
Here is different. Here is like, they follow you.
Right.
You get a following. Everywhere you go, you know,
Right.
people follow you for who you are. It's like, Mike Touch mixes like this. Rick
Right,
Rock
right.
mixes like this. Arsonist mixes like
Right,
this.
right.
So everybody gets that following, you know,
Right.
because people appreciate you here in Florida. So after he moved to PA, I was like, you know what? Ain't nothing holding me back here in New York. So I want something different, something calm, a new environment. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Just took the last, you know, few bucks that I had, got an apartment, raced down here, literally made it here with like $40 in my pocket.
Wow.
Wow.
So I made it here thanks to Exclusivo. Exclusivo actually held it down. That first night I got here on a Monday, he was like, you want to work? Nah, I made my first $250 that night. And, you know, ever since then, I've been
Right.
moving around,
Right, right.
trying to maintain busy.
That's
out
nice.
here.
That's nice. That's nice. Like I said, yeah, you do get a following out here. Basically, everybody has their set of people that follow them to wherever they go.
Yeah,
So,
man.
and that's beautiful.
Florida is amazing. I love it. It's a different type of vibe. It's a love and hate, you know,
Oh,
sometimes.
no, we definitely know about the love and hate.
But
Yeah. But also, you came. Pause.
Yeah, he's Mike Touch.
Yeah, he from Harlem, so
yeah.
we could do the pause thing. We could do the pause thing. Nah, but you migrated to Florida at a good time, you know, because the culture since the pandemic and since COVID, the culture has shifted massively.
Yeah.
yes.
Nightlife has shifted. Everything has shifted. But
Yes.
prior to that, it wasn't as many things. There was things going on, but
Not
pretty
as
much
many.
everything was downtown.
You could party now from in the
Yeah.
morning to the next morning.
You could go 24 hours
Yeah.
if you want, from
Oh,
club to
you-
club to
no,
from
tell me
breakfast
about
to
it.
brunch to the after the brunch.
I've been coming to Florida for the past 10 years.
About, yeah.
He
At
probably
least.
doesn't recognize me because
Yeah.
I used to have the long
Yeah,
hair
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. At least, yeah.
So
he had a ponytail, you know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
okay.
I used to come
He
here.
was
you
real
know-
Salvadorian.
Yeah, I was.
Now you're Boricua.
Yeah, they got me. Acho, nene.
Boricua. Sabe le dicho.
See, that's one thing I've never, you know, experienced in New York. In New York, it's always been like, if you ever told me about, you know, Boricua, Puerto Rican, it'd be like, you know, it's people that speak the same way I do,
Exactly.
my age.
Right.
Yep.
But if you see the old heads, the bakery at the corner of 116, Acho, nene, oh, with that whole, you know.
Yeah, it's the New
But
York
that-
style.
So it's like,
yeah.
I've only heard the old heads speak like that, but I get here and it's like everybody speaks like
It's
that.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rico. We talking about.
This is
It's
yeah.
little
This,
Puerto Rico.
We're
It's
bigger,
just-
we're bigger than Puerto Rico.
it's turned into especially Kissimmee. It turned into Puerto Rico.
No, well, actually, it's Kissimmee, it's Point Siena,
Yep.
it's BVL, and then the back road to the airport to San Juan.
Yeah.
You can't forget that area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't leave Kissimmee. I love it. I tried living in Orlando, tried different places, but I always wind up back in Kissimmee. I can't.
No, ever
wanna
since Arsonist brought me out here for the first time, Arsonist, he gave me, you know, a few bookings downtown, and, you know, he let me stay with him, and, you know, I worked with Negro too, and I experienced what it was to, you know, have a week here in Florida. And
Right.
I've always traveled different places. I've always been to, like, let's say, I've been to Europe. I've been to Switzerland, France. I've been to Germany. I've been to, you know, Ohio. I've been to Cali. I've traveled all over. And I've always said, you know, I like it here, but after 2-3 days, I want to go back home.
Right.
But Florida's always been like, I love it here.
Yeah.
It's different. It's
Yeah.
like the vibe, the people, the weather. everything's different. Every time I came out here, pause. I've always loved it, and it's like, but I get what you're saying. Every time I come out here, it's like the clubs change a different name, the vibes change. It's like it upgrades a little bit more than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Before, I felt like Florida was backed up with with music. I used to feel like it was only the down south type of vibe that you get.
Yeah, we had the Latin clubs and the reggaeton spots.
They're all separated. Everybody separated.
Everybody was separated, but they were very I don't want to say concentrated into one area, one club. There was like one major promoter.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's grown a lot. But
yeah, even after hours. I remember there was no after hours. There was like one spot, and I used to DJ in a closet with Tremendo. Literally, Arsonist was there. It was like a whole sweat box, and then I remember on the other side there was like they were serving food, and it was like religiously at a certain hour you'll hear gunshots after.
Right.
Yeah, it was you got to wait till everybody leaves.
Party, one entrance, one exit.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much, and you see everybody just flooding out, and that was back then, and now it's like every after hour spot looks like
Decent.
a club.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
now
things are dying out.
All the females got their shoes on?
Yeah,
still?
they all got. Well, I don't know if they all leave with their shoes on, but yeah, they be the ratchet ones that be leaving with no shoes on.
That's what's up. Fuck it, they having a good time. But so what made you want to start DJing? How'd you get started?
I actually didn't even want to be a DJ. It's a long story. My mom passed away when I was young. I was 13 years old, so pretty much it was my pops, my brother, and my sister.
Okay.
And before me, my brother, he used to DJ this Mexican club called Noa Noa. So it was like a La Boom. Here would be like a Senior Frogs or a Mangoes.
Okay.
But it was like a little small Mexican version. And he was like, instead of being home by yourself, just come to the club.
Right.
He's like, but you can't wear them baggy shits no more. I used to wear, 5X shirts, the big pants and shit. So he's like, he dressed me up in, tight little clothes, dressy. So then I used to hang out in the clubs with him, and I used to see how he used to DJ, and I used to see how other DJs used to DJ, and I used to see little tricks and, the buttons and stuff like that. My brother got drunk one day, went to the bathroom and left a mix playing, and it was about to finish. I'm like, oh shit, and the owner's here. So I was like, let me save his ass. I know I used to read his, because back then, he used to do CDs.
Right.
So, he used to write, the names of those songs. I was like, you know what? I know what goes with what. I know that I knew the BPMs and stuff, but I've never actually touched a mixer. I remember it was one of those denims, the ones that has the CDs.
Yes, yeah.
So then I mixed it. And right when I mixed it, the owner walks in. He's like, who are you?
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
I'm like, I'm Alex's brother. He's like, you just mixed that? I was like, yeah. He's like, do it again. And then I just
it's like they can't believe it. Like
it's like I grabbed another CD. Mind you, I was only 15. I was 15 at the time.
Okay.
I didn't look, my age. I looked like I was like at least 20, 21. And so I mixed it again. And he's like, what's your name? You DJ? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's like, what do you think about working here Fridays? I'm like, okay. And then my brother walks in all drunk as fuck. And then, unfortunately, he gets fired that same day for actually, getting drunk. And then he actually,
disappeared.
Ended up, he disappeared with the bartender somewhere around there. So I told my brother, I was like, listen, he offered me your job. What do you think? He's like, nigga, fuck it. Take it. Make some money. I'm like, cool. So he's like, you want Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays? I'm like, I'll take it. So I'm like, I'm 15 years old making, $300 per night.
Right.
For a 15-year-old.
Right.
Oh, that's more than some grown-ups is making.
Yeah.
More than minimum wage, that's for sure.
So my dad didn't know. At the time, it was just me, my brother, and my dad. My sister had left the house after my mom passed and stuff. So my dad pretty much, after my mom passed, he was trying a new relationship, and I was pretty much, all rebellious. I was like, I don't want to be there. So he didn't know I used to work on the weekends, and I used to, leave off the fire escape. I used to create my own crates with the whole LimeWire. I used to download my songs and stuff like that. So I had 2 big crates, and I used to take the subway all the way to Queens because the club was in Queens. And
so what time was you leaving the house at this time?
My dad would be already asleep by 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So I would try to sneak out by 9:15, climb down the fire escape, lock my doors, stuff like that. And I would take the subway and I would try to make it over there. I told the owner, I was like, listen, it takes me a little time to get here. He's like, all right, cool. As long as you make it here at 10:30, fine. So, we worked the deal. So I used to make it there, time after time. I would make my money, and then, I would buy my clothes. I would dress different. Right. I was acting different. My father saw something funny. I remember I used to have a shoebox under my bed, and I used to hide my money. And one day, out of nowhere, I come back from work. The fire escape is locked. The gates are locked. The doors locked, and everything. So he pretty much I already knew. He knows.
Knew, right?
Yes. So then I had a knock on the door. Dun, 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 dun. My father whooped my ass, kicked my ass. My father's never kicked my ass like that ever. And then at the end, he was like, listen, you either go to school or you work. So, I was rebellious. I was like, you don't pay me nothing. You don't give me food. He literally gave me $5 a day to go to school. And pretty much, $5 at the time was something. But it was like literally something that I would have $5 a day. That was my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My pops would be,
doing his thing.
Yeah. So then, I told him, I was like, no, I'm going to do both. And at the time, I ended up doing both. Till a certain point where I met my baby moms, which I ended up having my kid when I was 17.
All right.
Pretty much, I was a senior in high school. And I ended up dropping out, I was like, I'll come back and end up finishing high school. But after having a kid and stuff, I ended up having to grind harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's when, it inspired me more to actually,
be out there and DJ more.
Yes. So after my kid was born, pretty much that's what inspired me to actually,
take it as a business.
Exactly. I was determined to be one of the greatest.
Right.
Just
DJ Mike.
Yes. I wanted just to raise the bar, just to have a little bit extra pay, so I have, for my kid.
Of course.
And ever since then, it's always been that same grind. Always. I never, I've always been humble. I've never been cocky. I've always maintained, to myself. But, I've always tried to maintain that bar where when Mike Touch is going to be there.
Right.
It's going to be something different, something wow, that intro, that ending, everything.
Right.
That's always going to be that type of grind. But it's never going to be, I've never want to be better than nobody else. But Florida has always, it's made me feel like,
Friendly competition, though.
Yes. No. It's Florida.
But
Florida,
it's also, like you say, you won't be better than nobody else, but
appreciate it.
Right, you definitely appreciate it in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate it actually anywhere, but you also have your, like you said, your Mike Touch. Yeah. So people do come to see Mike Touch.
Exactly. And I appreciate those people that come out to see me. And even then, I like it more when they book me to a party and they see me. Even if I was to see me, I'm like, this Mexican-looking guy or know about any type of R&B, hip-hop, or Spanish. But in any party you put me, don't matter if it's Puerto Rican, Dominican, white, black, Chinese, anything, everybody always gets surprised by my appearance.
Yeah.
Because everybody always assumes that, by the way maybe I dress, the way I look, the way I talk, he don't know music.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But I always go in with the R&B, the reggaes, the hip-hops, the Spanish, anything, you name it, I got it. And I try to put that diversity in all my mixes. Every time I go out, it's always like that type of diversity. That's why I try to maintain everybody, happy.
Right.
And thank God, it's been working out for me, it's been great. But out here in Florida, it's been amazing.
Yeah, you're having a good time. So
yeah, man.
With you being thrown into the fire like that, besides your brother, did anyone else mentor you? Help you out? It's like, hey, do this, do that, or Anybody you look to for advice or anything?
Not really. No, I've always said I've always wanted to have that mic touch style. Don't get me wrong. I've always had people I've looked up to. I've always liked DJs like DJ Nori.
Okay.
He's a big reggae DJ.
Yep.
There's another DJ called Spider that he does a whole bunch of soca.
Mm-hmm.
I've always admired that funk flex attitude.
Yeah. The energy.
Yeah, that Camilo energy. So the pro style. Sometimes I like the blendings.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole bunch of DJs that I've always looked up to. Even back in at home, there was a DJ called Heavy Styles. Big heavy dude.
Okay.
From the Bronx. And this dude would really go from fucking playeros, all the playeros. And that was the first time I would hear like back to back, and he would like scratch them and go in. Back then, to us, I'm used to doing CDs.
Right.
So for you to go back and forth like with the CDs like that was amazing. Not even that. I'm quick, but he was quicker.
Right.
And then he would go like with the salsas, and he would go all in with the salsas. So to me, to look up to DJs like that, it was like amazing. Rick Rock was another DJ that I used to look up to, coming up to, with the whole blendings and and the mashups and stuff like that.
He creates, yeah.
So it was like Precise is another DJ also that I've always looked up to. Danny S was another one that I've always looked up to.
So these are all great DJs too.
Yeah, man.
They're all great DJs.
So it's like, back home I used to have a whole bunch of DJs that I used to look up to, and I used to see their styles. So it's like, but I've always tried to maintain a mic touch style.
Right.
Even though, I used to see a lot of DJs that I used to look up to. I still look up to the other DJs. I don't like to be, to close-minded. I like to see other DJs, show me what they got.
Yeah, no, it's good because we all get inspired from each other.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to come up with your own style.
Yeah.
And how you play music.
It's like I was telling Junebug, I was like, I admire your style. I actually don't see nobody else, going in with the crates like that, just full on crates with no computer, no nothing. I honestly can't name one DJ that can actually DJ without a computer. Put me in with CDs again, and I'm pretty sure I can do it again.
You go back to your CD book.
CD books. Books. It was like 3 big ass books.
Yeah, books.
And they all had double CDs in there.
Yeah, man. They came in handy because sometimes my CDs used to scratch up and stuff.
You
like
still
that.
have them? Your books? I still have my books.
You know what? Due to baby mama drama.
That's the worst.
No, actually, she gave me the opportunity to come pick them up, and I was like, all lazy, and I never got them. So she was like, "Oh, word!" In the
Hey,
dumpster.
she gave you the green light. Yeah, that was on
man.
you.
But thank God I had backed up all my music and on a hard drive, and that's when I started using computers. That's when virtual DJ was hot back then, and I used to queue up all my buttons. And I used to be very organized with my crates and stuff. And to this day, you see my crates and you'll be like, geez, you're super organized. I go from A to Z, from artists, genres. I don't do the years. I don't.
He does.
My whole shit is
Yeah,
I labeled.
I don't do the years. I know the years by heart. So it's like, to me, it's like I like to see the genres and the names, the artists, and that way I can remember, the song titles. I don't know, my brain works differently.
Yeah, everybody has their own system. I like the years because, I have a slight case of OCD, so I can't see I can't see a blank column.
Oh, you just like me then.
You know what I'm
but it's
saying?
like, I have OCD on certain things.
Yeah, no, my shit got to be named correctly with the artist in the right. Featuring who it is.
Right.
I can't see one capital letter out of place because the shit will drive me. I'll rename it.
That's me.
If I see something like that while I'm DJing in the club, I'll rename the shit while I'm in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much me. I see something that's off on my computer, and
But the great thing about it is when you want to find something, you just go type, boop, boop, boop.
Exactly.
And it pops right up.
I have my keywords that I put on my crates too. So not for nothing. After having a computer and stuff like that.
Do you use smart crates?
No.
You should try that. You should
Yeah?
try it. Yeah, especially like if it's amazing, especially like if you want to just do like, for example, like you just want to do a Biggie set, you can make the smart crate and then everything goes in, that's Biggie goes into that smart crate.
Okay.
So you label it and it'll go directly. And then every time you get like a new Biggie blend or something like that,
Yeah.
you label it, it automatically goes to that smart crate. You don't got to drag it.
All right.
So it's good for like if you want to do best of events.
See, he wants to throw me off on my mixes now. It's complicated as it is.
Nah, I'm just giving you another outlet to make your life easier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll give it a try, but I'm old school. Like I said, I'm still used to the whole CDs and stuff like that, and how I used to have my crates back then. I used to write them nice and neat and stuff. So it's like that's how I have my crates now on my computer. Like I said, if you was to take my computer away, straight headphones, I can mix it easy. But not for nothing, having a computer now, plus with the controllers and stuff,
no, it's definitely
made it easier for anybody to be a DJ now.
Absolutely.
Shit, makes it
So like I said,
difficult for me.
I told
Too many
Junebug,
buttons.
I
Like a fucking
told-
disco.
I admire you honestly, and I give
Thank
you,
you.
I give you flowers, for actually still DJing with crates and stuff. So big ups to you
Yeah,
for that.
we both doing it right now.
Yeah,
He
man.
does more than 45s.
Yeah, I do the 45.
I gotta hear him. I've never heard him,
I
but
do the 45.
I gotta
He does
come
a lot
out
of
and check you out
45s.
one of these days.
Oh, I'll pop up at the club where you at and just play 45s.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, shit, we could be the small room in Mangoes.
Let's make it happen.
you
Bring
got
a vinyl.
turntables.
Let's
Yeah.
make it happen. I could definitely make that happen in Mangoes.
But we'll talk about that afterwards. Yeah.
So, damn, you pretty much. So, it was almost a blessing, like what happened to
Yeah.
you, because you got
He fell into a lap of actually a job.
yeah.
Not 1 day, 3 days.
3 days. And the thing is that there's DJs that try to kill themselves to
Right.
try to get the opportunity.
That's one thing I've always wanted to say to you guys. I've always hear you guys ask who's important in the clubs, whether the promoter, the
Oh, we
DJs.
definitely get in there.
No, let's just jump to it. Let's just, because he wants to answer. Answer asking the
Get to it.
question.
I've always said the sound guy is the most important person in the club.
We might have to add that to the list. That's a good one.
Listen, if the sound ain't sounding good, I'm not sounding good.
Right.
So it don't even matter what the promoter says.
Right.
So to me, the sound guy has to be on point. Always the sound guys. I don't think they give him enough props and with the whole lighting and stuff.
But that's if they even have a sound guy.
that's one thing. But like
not
you
many
s-
clubs have a sound guy.
Yes, but even then, if you go to a little lounge and the sound sounds horrible, the DJ sounds horrible.
Yeah.
So
No,
it don't
of
matter.
course.
Who,
Hey, we've been there too.
Right.
But the blessing, the good thing about it, now that's a good thing that you bring up. So anybody, if you're at a venue and they have a sound man, make sure you take care of him.
him.
yes,
Yes.
sound guy
Make sure
is
you-
important.
Treat him
Right.
like every
Like the club owner.
No,
Yeah.
like
He's the club
right.
owner.
When you walk into the club, you go to him. What's up? How you
Exactly.
doing? You
Yes.
having a good night?
Right.
Because those are
Can
the
I do
people.
anything for you? 'Cause,
that's the thankless job.
Right.
I give the promoters a lot of props and stuff like that. They do a lot of hard work, but it's just I see other promoters, especially in New York, that's outworked a lot of people out here, and I just feel like people, promoters just try to bite off
Yeah.
ideas off of each other,
Yeah.
but at the same time they look for help from the DJs. How many tables you bring in, how many people you bring in. So it's like now you're trying to book me for how many people I'm bringing.
Right.
It ain't for who's my touch.
Yeah, I'm about to be like, how many people you bringing?
Right.
So it's like
How many
who's-
tables you got booked?
Who's doing the work here?
Right,
The
right,
promoter, the DJs. Now, I don't see the promoters, if I'm not in the club, I'm home downloading music. I'm always on my computer. I'm always on my grind, and I'm always trying to promote myself. And then at the club, I'm always trying to, shine.
Yeah.
Keep the people
Happy.
happy.
Right. Buying.
So that's like 24/7 work,
Right.
stuff that I don't see promoters doing
No, they don't know music.
ever. So
They might like music.
I'm not saying
they're not,
that,
but they're not downloading music. Like,
I'm not saying a promoter's job is not easy
It also
and stuff
it
like
depends
that.
on the promoter. Let's
Right.
let's
But
do
it's
it that
like
way.
there are a lot
to
of great
me,
promoters out there.
To me, the sound guy takes it all.
No, no,
At the end of
definitely.
the
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I say sound guy, DJ, you know what I'm saying?
Then the
Club
promoter.
owner and then promoter.
Yeah, there
Sorry.
you go.
That's the way I look at it.
It's all dependent on who's the club owner, because some club owners is just, I give it to, like, for example, the club owner for 04, he's always there. He's always, mingling with the people, but he's not, cocky. He's always maintaining himself humble. To me, that's a leader. That's an owner.
Well,
That's
yeah,
a
he's
club
he's
owner.
ready to go behind the bar, make drinks.
Exactly.
Oh, y'all need ice? He's gonna go grab ice.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
But
you said,
there's
it's
ones
a
that
leader.
kick it
And-
back at home and they just don't care what the vibe is.
No,
you
they don't
know.
catch a Monday morning till the numbers come in.
Exactly. So,
And then also Euphoria, if you want to talk about that, they building a major brand.
yes.
Yeah.
they
So he's a man on a mission.
Yeah, he gave me a little heads up on the new spot where he's trying to put it, but you know,
keep that
on
keep
the
that,
low.
yeah, on the low.
Yeah.
Because they got Baltimore now too, right?
They started, you know, Baltimore.
Mhm.
You know, he had his first venue over there, and then he moved down here to Florida, and then he had opened the downtown one.
They got Miami too, right?
And then he has the Cali.
I have a problem with
Colombia.
it, though. The only problem I have with it is when you go to Euphoria, Kissimmee, it says Orlando. I don't like that. I'm sorry. You in Kissimmee.
Yeah, but it's right. It's right. If you
it's
sneeze,
Kissimmee.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
No, after what you talking about? After
the Tupperware right there. That's Orlando.
that's no, we that's just way before Tupperware. There's a lot of cop cars before that. I don't fucking.
It's a street over.
There's a lot of prostitution before that. You know what I'm saying?
it's a street
I'm gonna
over.
be.
See, this is Florida problems.
Yeah,
This is all.
It's Kissimmee.
So
it should be
talk
labeled.
to me about Uptown, Bronx,
Right,
Brooklyn,
yeah.
Queens.
It
Then I was
should,
like,
it should be
okay.
labeled
It
Kissimmee,
should be labeled Kissimmee.
because it's right there next to Osceola Parkway.
Right.
Once you pass Osceola Parkway, that's Orlando.
Got it.
You know,
Got
it's close. Close.
Yeah,
It's not-
you know, every
But
time.
you know what it is too is branding. People are not.
Right, it is
not-
branding.
because
But it fucked them a little bit too because now the downtown spot, they have to put downtown Orlando. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? It was branding shit is fucked them now
No,
too
right,
because now
yeah.
they have to put downtown Orlando
people
and
get
Orlando.
confused, yeah.
People get confused.
I'm sure
So, like,
people have
Yeah.
gotten confused and
Right.
I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah,
I'm sure
but you know,
But change that
everybody-
shit Kissimmee. I say. Put that shit Kissimmee.
I still feel,
Put
you
some
know-
respect on Kissimmee.
to get around here, you really have to be really careful on what you put on the GPS. I still get lost to this day. I feel like a tourist, and I've only been here for like
They're
what,
still
2
not as
years?
bad as Queens. Still not as bad as Queens.
But you
I'm
get
a-
used to it, actually. You know, especially if you start, you know, seeing like the difference between with the addresses. The addresses is kind of weird, but afterwards you start noticing that they have the street. It's like 110-50. So 50
Yeah.
would be like the apartment out of the street.
Yeah, but 50 Street, then 50 Road, then 50 Avenue. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Queens is fucked up. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody say. My wife's from Queens. Queens is fucked up. The streets is messed up.
So pretty much Queens is little.
It's not
Florida.
like Harlem. It's not like Harlem.
Yeah.
115, 116, 117. You got
First
East
Ave,
Side,
Second,
exactly.
Lex.
You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so
Yeah.
So talk about promoters. When you get booked, you pay for the promoter, yourself, or the crowd.
What was the question?
when you DJ,
When you DJ, when you get booked, you pay for the promoter, yourself, or for the crowd.
To be honest with you, I like to see people smile. I like to see people happy. So I play for the crowd. I have my own taste, you know. I don't listen to the promoters. The promoters could tell me whatever. No, anybody could tell me whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna play, you know, what I feel is right.
Mm-hmm.
So I play with the crowd. I always, you know, play a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, a little sazon of this,
Right.
a little sazon of that.
yeah.
So when I see people like, you know, react to it, I'm gonna play a little bit more of that.
Right.
More of that. So I would lean towards what the crowd feels.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're the one that's, you know, creating the vibe anyways.
Right.
Oh,
The
man,
DJ with
you
the-
know, I don't want to
Yeah, he's a mask. He did a video a long time ago.
Yes,
and he was
sick,
going.
sick.
He was doing some crazy ass mix,
Yeah,
but
and
he plugged
nothing
in.
was plugged in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard he's sick with it. I don't know really know.
He might be.
I'm
He
gonna
might
throw him under the bus. I was right there behind him the whole time. He pressed play one time and not touched nothing else afterwards. It's a mix. It's pre-recorded. I'm gonna throw you under the bus. I don't respect you at all.
Man.
As a matter of fact, he didn't even talk on the mic. There's another dude that's behind in the stage that he talks on the mic for him.
Behind the stage.
Yep.
So it's not even on. Oh wow.
Yep. I forgot the guy's name, but yeah. He's the one with the mask and stuff.
Yeah, he's-
sick,
he got-
sickest or whatever.
I would be with a big
I
ass
don't-
your board and this thing. Respect that DJ.
Yeah.
I don't respect no DJ like that. To me,
That's like
it's like I put in a lot of hard work
Oh,
for you
no,
to take
yeah,
a bigger paycheck than I do.
Talking
Yeah.
about the guy on the microphone. So I heard through the grapevine, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That basically because of you, Sharpie's on the mic.
Oh, who told you that?
Who else?
No,
He said,
Is-
you know, you're the reason why basically
Is-
he's actually
it's true. It's true. Sharpie is literally my brother. He's my son's godfather. Him and I go a long way. I met him actually. I was trying to get my baby mom's, which was my wifey at the time, cell phone for, I think it was for Valentine's or for her birthday. I'm not sure. One of those two.
Sharpie had him in the trunk.
Sharpie was actually he worked.
I'm starting shit.
He worked
Sharpie in the trunk.
No, he worked in a T-Mobile store.
Okay.
He was in a T-Mobile store. He was in Uptown. I remember I walked in and he was blasting music, and he used to dress a certain type of way with a little bow tie and stuff. He looked like Carlton. And then he was just blasting típico. He just see him right there, and he saw me walked in and just acted normal.
Like nothing was going on.
So he had a vibe. He was mad cool, and it's like me and him just vibed. And it's like I was like, "What do you feel if you want to come hang out with me?" I worked down the block. I used to work in this spot called Albert Mofongo on Dykeman and Broadway.
Okay.
Right on the corner. Back then, at the time, it was just a restaurant, and I used to DJ behind the bar. And I remember the setup was a stand. So I used to DJ pressing the buttons, standing up.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. And then they got me like this whole setup where I could, do my lives. I used to do lives back then. Every Monday was Típico Mondays. I used to have my own webcam and everything, and I used to set it up. It used to be from 10 to 4 in the morning. And I told him, I was like, what do you think if you want to come, hang out with me? So he came through, chill, we vibed. And I got really fucked up that day. I got lit. I used to drink a lot of Hennessy.
Oh, man.
And I was like, yo, here, take the mic, say something. So I gave him the mic, and he was pretty sloppy. He was horrible. but he was funny, and the people reacted to it. I was like, yo, this could be some shit we could work on. And ever since then, he used to come to every party of mine, and it started. We made our own party actually. It was back then there was no hookahs. Hookahs back then didn't exist. It was only in Queens where you go to Steinway, and they were called shisha or something.
Right. Shisha,
yeah. So that was the only time you saw hookahs. So we had this Wednesday party. I remember, I forgot this guy's name, Julio, and he used to be a promoter. He weird dude, Dominican dude, and he used to be from Queens. And he was like, what if we do a hookah party? I was like, I don't know what the fuck is that. I thought it was weed at the time.
Right.
So he was like, nah, it's some tobacco. People smoke. It's Indian stuff. Let's try it. I was like, all right, cool. So that's when me and Sharpie and this guy Julio, we started this Wednesday party in Albert Mofongo, and we were pretty much the first people in Uptown to have hookahs in the establishment. After that,
everybody had it.
After that,
Shit blew up, yeah.
Hookah just blew up everywhere.
It's like you almost feel like other club owners have spies that go around and see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, but that's what the promoters usually be doing. That's what they there for. Uptown, the promoters, we go to different parties. Even here, they do that now. They go to different parties just to see how it is, especially if it's a popping party. They'll go to it and they'll go check it out, and they'll little pick and nick, little ideas, and they'll do it for their parties. So that's pretty much what happened after the hookahs. It blew up. But Sharpie and I, it was a Wisin y Yandel type of duo. He would talk, I would mix, and I would know the cue points where to cut, and he would talk and stuff like that. So that's when we started getting booked everywhere. We started getting booked most of Uptown. We were starting to go to Philly. Arsonist brought us out here to Orlando. Jay Johnson actually heard me out, and he was like, who the fuck is this guy with long hair and, playing all this, this type of New York shit.
Right.
He's like, and he came up to me. He told me, he was like, you remind me of two of my favorite DJs. He's like, you remind me of Precise, and I think it was DJ Cream. I forgot which one was his other DJ, but he was like, yo, you're amazing. What do you feel like, working with me? So ever since then, Jay Johnson would put me in all of his parties. Every time I used to fly out here, he was like, yo, you can't come out here without doing my parties.
Right.
And back then, Jay Johnson used to have, all his parties from Thursday to Sunday. And I remember even back then, I used to get a lot of heat from DJs out here, like, shit, Jay, we from out here, you don't even give us work out here. And I used to hear that Jay Johnson used to work with like the same 5 DJs. I think Arsonist to me was the only DJ that I remember that was one of the his top 5.
Right.
But people used to tell me like, you should feel special because Jay Johnson don't pick any
Right, he
DJ
he don't.
to work with him.
Right.
And that to me, that meant a lot. So I used to come out here because of that. And like I said, Florida to me has always been a vibe, but New York has always been home.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I'm
Well,
out
Sharpie
here
could have
now.
been a comedian.
Yeah, he
could've been a
could have,
comedian.
or still been selling cell phones.
Or
And,
selling cell phones.
He could still
And
be a
stuff.
comedian. That's not off the table. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What came as a surprise was he always used to draw. He's nasty in drawing.
Yeah, his graphics is good.
But now, he picked up with the whole graphics and stuff. That was after, he with the promoting and stuff. He picked that up, and he's doing pretty much. He's great to me. His artwork is one of the best work that I've ever seen anywhere.
Yeah.
right.
Especially out here, he's definitely outblown anybody out here in Florida. So that's big competition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what's up.
His graphics designs on anything, not just flyers, is amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
it is, and that's why I don't make my own flyers because they're kind of too expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah,
Start adding
but
up,
for the
yeah.
price, he's amazing.
Right. So are you the event manager at Mangoes, or what's your position at Mangoes?
I am just a DJ.
The DJ. Okay. So do you book? You don't book DJs? You
No,
basically-
there was a certain point where I was booking DJs.
Okay.
I charge my amount in Mangoes, so
Mm-hmm.
from my pocket I would pay out of the other DJs. But there was a certain event with other DJs from Mangoes that really aren't too fond of the position that I have, or the days that I have in Mangoes.
Mhm.
So they kind of messed that routine up for me. With management, they threw me under the bus and stuff like that. They saw what I was doing because I ain't gonna lie to you. If I charge my certain amount, I'm booking the DJs, I'm giving DJs, work and stuff like that. But I'm charging, management my amount.
Right. Of course.
But I would pay the DJs,
Yeah,
Right.
and I don't see nothing wrong with that.
their price.
Right.
Yeah.
I would, like I said, an arsonist would tell me, listen, Mike, I got this day available. All right, cool. I book him, and I would ask him his price. He told me his price. Cool. Don't.
Right.
Right.
And I would take what pretty much
Right.
Right.
rest.
You
That
booking.
was nothing I would never deny to, not even the DJ that I was
No,
booking.
you're booking. I mean, it's not.
Exactly.
They wouldn't book that person. Was it for you?
Exactly. And I don't think any work should go for free.
Right.
So, but they threw me under the bus, and management did talk to me about it. So I felt like, I was doing too much work and not being appreciated. And I'm like, you guys aren't even giving me an extra check for this. So I was like, you guys handle it.
Right.
So that's why I actually took off on Fridays with them. I was like, let me show them a little lesson so they
Right.
can, feel what it is to actually have their.
You deal with the DJs, book the DJs,
Yeah.
and everything else.
Yeah.
So that's why, and Euphoria Downtown was like, you know what? I'll give you a better contract. Come rock with us. Come work with us on Fridays.
Enough for that. I mean, that for you in downtown, that ceiling, amazing.
Oh man,
When those light show goes on that ceiling,
Yeah.
it's beautiful, man. Friday, especially our Friday nights there.
I've been there on Sundays.
Yeah.
I've been on Sundays a
Oh
couple
yeah,
times.
I did a Sunday once, and they was actually surprised the way I DJ.
Yeah.
It's been a minute that I haven't done like a hip hop party, so
Yeah. But you know what? It's not really. I don't even think it's all hip hop. I mean, it's not all hip hop.
yeah. But it's like
It's a percentage of hip hop, but
A
you know,
big
between-
percentage.
Right. Well, it is. I mean, they got H. Dot hosting it, so stuff like that. But you got Rick
Yeah.
Rock DJing. You got Nice.
nice.
You got
Yeah.
Arsonist. I think that's it. Those are three.
Yeah.
They call the what do they call themselves? The three Yankee something. Fuck. There's a name for all three of them. They're all together. The Yankee something. The Yankees, I think they call themselves.
But yeah,
Some shit like that.
But imagine seeing, a DJ like me come from Mangoes, and I'm usually constantly in Mangoes.
No, the crowd. Yeah, I believe.
Mentality
That's
wise,
that's when I first heard that Let Your Pussy Breathe song.
Oh, here we go with this shit. With the Drake song, Hands on Your Knees joint.
That's the first time I heard that shit.
Mentality wise, you'll be like, oh, this DJ is probably gonna come play Suavemente over here on,
Right.
on an event where people are up to date with their hip hops. But literally, I got up to date with most of the hip hop an hour before getting to my set.
Yeah, because it's not that hard to stand up any songs.
No, it actually is, but actually to put them all together
Right.
and actually make a dope mix,
Right,
and,
right.
and be versatile because I don't like to keep it on the same
Right,
genre. I
right,
like to
right.
keep people on their toes, and that night actually just made me feel like, damn, I could actually get back to this. You know, I keep forgetting to myself that I'm not just a tourist DJ.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I can actually, you know, be versatile more out here in Florida. And
it's
that
always,
Sunday parties is just,
It's always good to,
It's
like
dope.
I like to say, sharpen your sword.
yes.
You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. And it's testing yourself.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it is.
What's your go-to song right now?
In the club. That
Right.
you know that's going to turn it up.
My go-to?
Yeah.
Depending.
One song. One song.
Sheesh. Well,
Okay, I'll give you. Okay, Friday night at
Like
Euphoria.
Euphoria. No, I would start off with a Loquera with Raúl Alejandro, something like that, something nice and sexy. I like to keep the girls, you know, nice singing, you know, shaking their ass
Right.
always.
And then what about Saturday on Mangoes?
Saturday at Mangoes, I would start with like, sheesh, I would have these dope ass intros with house, tech house and stuff like that. So it is different because I have like a lot of mashups and so it's like I'll play one of those at Mangoes to start off. But like let's say hip hop wise, I haven't played hip hop in a minute, so I would keep it, you know, regular
Yeah,
with
I mean,
the whole
this
sexy
is
red and
you,
stuff
basically.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so I would keep it, you know, simple with stuff like that. But Latin wise, I would always keep it with the Raúl Alejandro, Bad Bunny, and stuff like that. They're never, you know, misses. They always a hit
Right.
and stuff. But to me, house and tech house and stuff like that has been a hit lately now.
So when you DJ in the club, what's your goal?
What's my
Your goal? Like you getting booked at any club. What is before you know about that club and stuff like that? You getting booked. What is your goal to do that night?
Well, pretty much, I don't have a go. Is pretty much when I get on set, it's a go. I read the crowd. I feel the vibe. To me, I feel like, you know, my library is always stacked up with a whole bunch of, like I said, I have to see it. I'm never always top of the head. I'm a Dory type of guy. I'm always a short memory span. But once I see my crates and my genres and the artists, and I feel the vibe, I feel the crowd, that's when I start feeling, you know, what to play and where to go to. Like I said, you could go to the same spot, but it's always going to be a different crowd, always. Right. It's never going to be the same crowd. Sometimes it's going to be more towards the reggae, Latin, Caribbean side, or it could be the hip-hop, R&B. It's all depending on what mood those people are in that day. Right. And sometimes, you know, you always get that type of crowd where you're not expecting that crowd to like. You know, there's been certain Spanish crowds that I feel like, oh, this is maybe that's what I meant the crowd. But no, they're like the Meek Mills, they're the Biggie Smalls, they're the Tupacs. They're very into the whole, you know, hip hop.
Right.
And you also got, like, you know, the morenitos that like the Spanish.
Right.
El Viper.
Right.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah.
Or La Playa from Bad Bunny and stuff. But it's always fun to see people that you don't expect that like that type of music to, you know, fuck with you.
Right.
Do you when you have to DJ, do you get to the club early or do you get to the club right before you go on?
I'm always late.
Damn, he was early today.
You know, not for nothing. I actually made it late here thinking, you know, I made it 5 minutes late, but I still made it late. But I was trying to really make it on time today, even though it was super early.
Yeah, because I know sometimes I like to get there early so I can see what's going on, see the people, feel them out. You know what I mean?
I wish, man, but it's like something always happens with me, traffic, or I wake up late. I'm always like last minute downloading music, but I don't do it purposely. But for some reason, I always make it late. I know.
That's good to know.
I got a problem, but can't rush beauty. So.
Yeah, here we go. So we hear you play soccer.
Oh,
football.
Man. Did y'all see my leg mess up this week?
Nah, I didn't see that. No.
I was actually on, not crutches. I was with a baton, you know.
A cane?
A cane, yeah. Sorry, my Spanglish not very good looking. But yes, I'm a big soccer head. I usually play Mondays and Tuesdays. But I fractured my leg trying to get it. Well, I did get a goal. Three guys just slid on me, and I kind of fucked it up. Yeah, pause. Slid on my ankle and you know, tackled me, and then it was pretty. I didn't feel it at the time, but you know, towards the weekend, I actually had to cancel a few of my bookings because it was so swollen. I
But I
couldn't.
heard you. I mean, I heard you good. Why you never went pro? Because the DJ
Like
shit
I
down-
said, circumstances of life. That's actually what I wanted to do. Actually, when I was younger, I wanted just to play soccer. I used to be in this club called the Pumas in the Bronx, and I got to play with certain teams from the MLS. You know, I was in a little junior league. But like I said, circumstances of life, mom, passed. I had to work, and I still played soccer every week, but it wasn't like, I wasn't playing, to be a soccer player anymore. It was just, I love soccer.
Right.
Just recently, I just learned I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah,
But I'm still limping on my leg, actually. I had to go play in Mango's. I had to ask the favor for them to put the stage towards the side so they can put a stool for me to mix. So I had to walk into the back entrance. That's the only time I actually made it early to Mango's.
Oh, damn.
Because they had to put a stool on stage. So I had to mix, on one leg and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This whole week I've been mixing like that. So, but I'm a big soccer head. So anything with soccer.
Do you get a
that's
chance
me.
to go to a lot of the games here in Orlando? Or
I've been to a few. I haven't gotten to see the Miami one, but I've been to the Orlando, some international games. I went to Miami actually to see a Real Madrid and Barcelona game once.
nice.
That was one of the best experience I had out in Miami. See.
Who's the main DJ now for the soccer team out here? Because back then, remember, it used to be Infrared,
It was
right?
Infrared, but I don't know who the DJ is now.
Oh, I would love to be the main DJ if I ever get the opportunity.
Yeah, you definitely should look into that.
just to see the
'Cause
games.
I know there's the job for that.
Yeah, that would be an amazing experience. But yeah, soccer is a big passion for me. Like I said, if I was never to get into this whole DJ stuff, I would have still tried to make it pro. Even if in New York it's hard. Like it's hard to actually play soccer because, like I said, I'm from Harlem. Name me a soccer team in Harlem.
Ain't no soccer team. They have the field that's by the FDR, and I see a lot of like maybe kids that from school.
And
that
that's
play
the only
there.
time. But those are like the little preppy kids that get the time to
Yeah,
play.
they're private school and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But I'm from Harlem.
Yeah, there's no
Right.
there's
So it's either
there's basketball courts.
Basketball, baseball, football.
Some baseball,
Yes.
not too much.
Yeah.
You got to go to the Bronx.
That's true. That's true.
And stuff like that. Mainly basketball courts, but there's no other real sporting like that that you can give kids options.
No.
You don't have to be a basketball player.
I had to actually. I remember that I used to take the train all the way to Queens. Is the last stop on a 7 train. I forgot what park is it, and I used to go after work. Like I said, I was a kid, and I used to.
He was running the streets.
Yeah, and I used to, like I said, DJ in Queens. So after my sets in Queens, I used to take the train. I remember I used to finish at 4 a.m. I stayed a little bit in the club, so I didn't have to go early at the park. But I remember I would go like 6:30 in the morning, and the games would be like around 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I would wait around, practice a little bit, but from like maybe 6 in the morning all the way to like 8. So that would be like the only time I would make it anywhere early.
Wow. Yeah, because you was already out.
Yeah, so that's how much of a big soccer head I was.
That's what's up.
I would go with my CDs and stuff. They would think it was a duffel bag full of soccer clothes, so nobody would dare look in it. But
Yeah.
but I would have my soccer stuff ready to play. I still play, so I got to stop now. I can't feel my ankle no more.
You got to take a little break.
Yeah, no,
So,
it was a big hit this week that I had to take off a few days in Mango's and downtown and stuff like that. So that gave me a big heads up on you're old.
You got to chill. Yeah, you can't push yourself as much, especially with the sporting and stuff like that. You got to stretch too before.
Yes. Oh, I do, but it's just the injuries is the ones that I don't count on, and
Yeah. So what's a $2 spot?
you heard about those, didn't you? Well, those were the spots that actually put money in my pocket when I was growing up.
Okay.
As a DJ, it's a place where there's girls. It's like a strip club, but it's not a strip club. Women go there, like let's say there would be 10 women that work there, and those 10 women would dance with you, and it would charge you $2 per song.
Okay.
Like let's say if it was 5 bachata songs, they would charge you 2 songs per. $2 per song.
Okay.
It was a reggaeton song, it would be $3. Obviously, they had to grind on you.
Okay, perreo, you know what I mean?
And it would be places where guys would go, and mingle with girls. They would buy the drinks. Like let's say if they would buy you a Corona, for the guy it would be 5, for the girl would be 10, but they would get the little ones. And the house would get 5, the girl would get 5. So I would be the DJ there, and the girls would love me because I was quick with the mixing. Most of the DJs because there was mostly Queens and Roosevelt, all of Roosevelt is all the $2 spots. And after that Mexican spot that I finished, that they booked me, I got fired there too, because I kind of, left with a bartender after.
You found your brother leave.
Yeah, bad influence. So my brother was already working in the $2 spots, so they heard about us, and they heard that we were one of the quickest mixing DJs in Queens, and we got hired right away in one of these Colombian spots, and the girls would love us because every time we would mix quick, they would make more money. Clients would hate us,
Right.
so we would have a lot of issues with the clients. And
Let that shit breathe.
Yeah. So basically, these are women that would show up to the club and charge people to dance with them.
pretty much.
Well, the club will hire them.
Yes, the club.
Because they still have them.
They still have to sign in, and
Right.
they have to get there at a certain time. Like I said, it's not a strip club, so no nudity, none of that.
You're paying for company.
Yes,
Right,
pretty
it's
much.
company, yeah.
No profanity.
No,
unless,
nothing like that going on. It's just you're paying for that, the
Yes.
companionship
Yeah.
of that women that night.
Right. Chia works on one of them. in Jersey.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah?
that's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah. My brother works on one of them.
That's
Yeah,
what's
so
up.
He's a security. He's a bouncer.
So after doing
Shit,
that
we
first
had to
spot,
open records around here.
I didn't even know the spots.
I'm ready to open that shit up right now.
No, so after
And then the whole deal with the beer, it's for
Yeah.
company. Basically, you go.
That's
yeah,
what's up.
so girls would make their money, pretty much just to keep other guys company. It would be guys that would pretty much have their family in Mexico or stuff like that. Colombians that would have problems at home with their wives, and there'd be Dominicans uptowns that be living 3 lives and stuff, and that
Yeah,
was
that
one
too.
of them.
Yeah. It's that too.
Yeah, 2, and that would be the third one.
And there's some
and-
guys that be all fucking night.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like if
all
you really think
fucking
about
night.
it, it's,
You would
it's-
have your regular clientele
Yep.
that would be there every night.
You're paying for that, no
Oh,
stress.
yeah.
There's no attachment. You pay your little $2.
Yeah, the $2 adds up to
You know, it adds
a
up.
check.
Well,
It
if you
does.
mixing 5 songs, you paying $10.
Don't get me wrong,
In 5
that's-
minutes.
I used to
You know
have
what
a
I'm
lot of issues when I used to work in Queens. I used to have fights pretty much once every 2 weeks. I would have one fight once every
They
2
didn't have
weeks.
a bouncer the next security with you at
No.
the DJ booth, or
It wouldn't happen inside the club. They would literally wait for me outside the club.
oh my god,
Like there's been times where like they've waited for me, to get out the club. And I remember one time, I actually have that scar right there that
Yeah.
pretty much I cracked the guy open because I played too much reggaeton, and he's like, yo,
You have
the
to pay
girl
extra.
the girl ended up taking $300 in like 1 hour and shit.
Hey,
And
that was his fault for staying there for
Yeah.
that long.
yeah, and plus my brother used to have issues with, taking other guys' girls and stuff.
Oh my god.
So it was like I used to help out my brother a lot when it came to that. My brother was a big barker, but he wasn't a big fighter. And I was a big hot-tempered person. I still am. I don't like people coming up and talking to me while I'm DJing and stuff like that.
Oh, so you don't love request songs?
I don't mind it. I just hate people that like with the phones and stuff like that and coming and like they're already all drunk as fuck and they're just like annoying.
Hey,
I like a person that like, listen, hey, it's my birthday. Can you play this real quick? And,
I guess it depends on how they approach you.
yeah,
That's
it
what you're
depends
looking
on how they approach you. I don't mind the tips. If you
Right.
tip me, great. If you don't, that's on you. But I like the way somebody approaches me. An annoying person is always going to be an annoying person. If I'm playing my song, I'm about to leave.
for. Yeah, that's the worst.
Bitch, leave.
Right.
The door's right there. But I've always been that hot temper person. It's all depending on how you approach me, and that's how I'm gonna respond back to you. But imagine hot heads dancing with girls with $2, spending too much, and then the DJ's playing, the songs too fast. They were too used to other clubs with the DJs playing the whole song.
Right.
So for girls, the girls were used to like charging $2 for the whole song. With me, it would be like I would play the half the song, the first verse, and then I would mix it like the way I would normally do. And that was, it would maintain a balance.
So I want to see, how do these women keep tabs? Do they have like a little, or they got to keep it on their phone?
There's somebody there keeping it.
No, actually.
The one I've been to, there's somebody actually.
Is the girl's job to keep the tab.
Is it? Okay.
The girl's job to actually hear the DJs, what he's playing, notice the song change, notice it's her fault if she missed the song.
Right, but
there's $2.
The money goes into another envelope. The lady behind the counter, or this lady behind the counter.
Well, it depends.
Right.
I would use to back in my time, it was they would charge the money. They would charge the guy. The guy, wouldn't have nothing to argue, rather than the less to come to the DJ. Hey, how many songs was that?
Right.
Then I would confirm to them. It was this much songs. I would tell them this, and if it wasn't what she said, then
right.
Then she's wrong. Most of the times, the girl would abuse.
Right.
their authority on
power,
charging.
Yeah, of course.
When it came to the drinks, they would get tickets.
Right.
The bar would give you a ticket, and at the end of the day, they would have to give the ticket to the manager, and the manager would pay them out. Sometimes the girls would come and tip the DJs, when the DJ was actually good enough for them to make money, and the girls would make money back then.
Yeah,
Now
that's
I've
insane.
heard things that died out big time. So I don't know how it is now, but back then, that was my money making days. I was 16, 17, 18. I met my baby moms in one of those places. Her mom was actually the owner of one of those places. So, she was pretty much running the place.
Right.
So...
And not for nothing, I think, honestly, majority of females, the owners are the ones that you'll find a spot like that. Because the one that is a female owner as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, her mom used to
That's
own
their
the place.
hustle.
Yeah, so she had that place, and a lot of those places, all of Queens heard of me, what it was, Steinway, Roosevelt, and me and my brother was the hot shit at the time
Right.
in those places. So those were the $2 spots at the time. And then after that, there was Dominican clients that used to go there a lot, and they was like, what do you feel like going and doing a Dominican party? It was like, because you play Dominican music. And I was like, all right, cool. And my first spot after $2 spot was a Dominican spot called Mangoes in Yonkers.
That's funny.
The irony.
Full circle.
It was called Mangoes in Yonkers, and I was there Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. And from there, I got snatched up by this organization called Los Traficantes, because they used to do típico parties there.
Okay.
And one of the owners of the website, he heard me. He was like, you're actually the first DJ that's not Dominican that actually plays Dominican music well.
Okay.
And he was like, what do you think about being part of Los Traficantes? And I'm like, how much do you guys pay?
No, of course. That always matters.
Well, my baby mom was pregnant at the time, so I was just trying to
stack money. Yeah.
I was like, because he's like, you have to come to the meetings and stuff like that. And, there's a meeting on Mondays and blah, blah, blah and stuff. And I'm like, okay, but how much do you guys pay? I'm not going to go waste my time,
right,
and you guys are not going to give me a check. And he's like, we don't pay. And I'm like, well, I'm not going. So I ended up not going, but he ended up coming back and hearing me. And he's like, Mike, listen, try it one day. Come check us out. And if you don't like it, shit, I'll give you $100. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I could use $100 right now.
Right.
And I remember his name is Patrick Sound. He used to do the sound system for most of the sound groups in Uptown, Bronx, Brooklyn stuff. Mm-hmm. And today he's managing La India. He's La India's manager.
Okay, that's what's up.
So I went to the meeting once, and I remember there was a few artists there, some Spanish artists, And I was, starstruck. I was like, oh shit, it's legit. And I think it's all of Uptown DJs and, artists that I felt like I've only gonna hear them through their albums. It was bachata, merengue, and a reggaeton artist.
Okay.
Remember, I think I met Jay Alvarez once in one of those places, Sujeto, Tito el Bambino. I met him once. Tego Calderon. There was a few people I met. So I was like, you know what?
I fuck with y'all for now.
I'm gonna fuck with y'all. So
Good networking.
yeah. So in the beginning, all the DJs would like look at me, and I felt the hate. Like I felt like nobody, I wasn't wanted there, but nobody actually heard me DJ. So it's like,
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck is this?
I was just judging a book by its cover already.
Right.
And I remember afterwards, places started booking me, and then they started fucking with me. They started giving me music, and I started networking, and one thing led to another. When I ended up, having my establishments in places in Uptown and Bronx, like I was telling you earlier, Smurf was a LMP. I don't know if he was ever a DJ, but I remember he used to run a lot of events, and he used to run a lot of DJs Uptown. And he heard me out, and he told me, he was like, what do you feel if you rotate with us? And he used to have like 5 DJs. It was like Cinco. I think Rick Rock was one of them at the time. Gabby Fusion. There was a few of us, and we all used to do the same 5 venues.
Okay.
I used to do 2 at the time already. So he took me out those 2, and he rotated me in the rest, and that's where I started getting a little bit more known. And LMP heard of me already. Leche was like, what do you feel about,
Rolling with us.
joining the dark side?
Come to the dark side.
I was like, you know what? I'm not getting appreciated here in Los Traficantes. I felt like I wasn't, I've always felt like that. Wherever I'm not appreciated or wanted, I was like, then I'll remove myself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. But Leche was like, you know what? I can't just put you in just like that. I gotta make it seem like, you're
Intern shit.
And back at the time, I don't know if we still doing interning, but the interns would have to put a lot of work, a lot of mixes, and showcase. I didn't have to do none of that. I already had my venues. My work spoke for itself. Everybody already knew who Mike Touch, what he could do, what he does and stuff. And New York, always showed me love in that sort of aspect.
Right.
Wherever you mention, a certain DJ, they'll be like, yes, I vouch for him. And New York always vouched for me. And LMP, took me in under the wing. And it's been a blessing ever since. I feel like I've networked big time. LMP, DJs has always, been family. It's never felt like a competition between anybody. Something that I've always liked to feel with everybody, or all the DJs. I don't like to feel like anybody's better than nobody. I feel like, you got your taste, you got your sazon, and I got me.
Right.
And nobody should feel better than nobody. So LMP always felt like that, and they gave me the opportunity to travel to a lot of places, like Switzerland. I've traveled to Paris. One of the amazing experience with DJs like Hot Rod, Tagged. They've invited me out to Turkey, to Brazil, to Portugal to go DJ out with them. So that's been a great network ever since. But I used to travel a lot back then, something that I haven't done in a minute. I've been dying to do it again.
Any reason why?
A whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, pandemic happened, stuff with my kid. I've been trying to maintain my mental stability great. I've been doing this for too long, so it drains you afterwards,
Right.
after a certain time. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 14 pretty much.
Right.
And I'm 33 now,
So
Right.
if you're booked to travel and it falls on a day that you're going to be at Mango's, who would you trust to cover your night at Mango's?
See, that's where I'm trying to take my one foot out of Mango's. I'm still working there, like I said. They appreciate me. They have me working there. They trust me a lot. So I'm still there, and I still help them find DJs to cover me on my nights. Like, for example, I would send Arsonist. I've sent them a lot of times. Rick Rock, I've sent them.
Okay.
I remember I sent Crush Tsunami once. But after that, I let them figure it out because, my DJs isn't what Mango's pays sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
My DJs charge their certain amount,
Of
and I
course.
respect every DJ and their prices.
Right.
I'm never going to give you a booking where they're going to low cut you or underbook you.
Yeah.
So that's where I tell Mango's, listen, my DJs charge this much. You guys knew I was doing this, but I was actually paying them out of pocket,
Right.
regardless of what I charge. But that's their price. So when I leave, I let them handle it. And I do actually have events where I'm actually flying out. I'm actually going to Colombia in August. I got events coming up in El Salvador. I got
Nice.
a few stops come. I want to go back to Cali in California. I've been in contact back with friends in Europe, so I'm definitely going to travel back to Europe. I got plans of going to Portugal actually to do an event over there.
I've been there one time. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been there. I've been to Switzerland. I've been to Geneva, both cities, and I've been to Paris. I like Switzerland better than Paris. I feel like Switzerland is more diverse than Paris. Paris, I feel like, is more racist over there. They don't.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I went to Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Amsterdam. It's been amazing. But DJing in those places is like wow, something that I've never actually showed off. I don't think I've ever actually posted it, or I don't even actually. I've always been that type of DJ. I don't like
speak
to,
about it. Yeah.
I don't like to record. I like to live the moment. I like to
Right,
DJ. I'm
right.
always focused. But then afterwards, I'm like, fuck,
You should have.
I didn't record this.
Yeah.
Like shit. Like I don't got no way to prove that I was
That's why
actually.
sometimes you need to take a friend with you, and their job is to record shit that you can't. You know what I mean?
So that's actually the goal now. That's actually the mic touch that I want to build now. Being out here in Florida actually, made me clear my mind, made me actually, put myself together, and actually, make me want to grow. I feel like, it's like a tree. It's like sometimes it's not the tree's fault that it didn't grow. It's just the soil that it's in.
Or
Yeah.
the water not even being provided.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Maybe the grass is green on the other side. So that's why I feel like I had to take myself out of New York and plant myself here to actually,
To grow a little bit, yeah.
build myself. I love
Build your
Florida.
brand.
Yes, I love Florida, but I love New York. But Florida's actually made me want to, expand, grow, and actually market myself better than what I used to do.
Yeah.
Because I know I could do a great job. I have never said I'm the greatest or the best, nothing like that. I don't consider myself like that. But I feel like I actually, do a great job and actually show who's my touch.
Right.
And I feel like I could do that everywhere else, like the way I used to do. But now it's like I'm more encouraged to do that.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, a real close friend of mine. He said, you don't want to be the best, but you want to be amongst the best.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Definitely nothing wrong with that. So as a DJ or even an attendee, what's a memorable night that you've been out that you always look back to like, damn, I had a really good time that night?
What's been a night like that?
Yeah.
It's been several nights like that. It's
Give us a story of one.
It's hard to say. It's been plenty of nights like that. Like I said, I'm Dory. I'm very short memory.
What about a country or a city?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man,
Out of all the countries you've been at, which is the one that stands out the most?
Well, I've always actually had a memory in each one. I remember in Cali, I did this spot with a friend of mine, Martin Cache. He's the one that brought me out there. He's also LMP. To me, to go DJ like with that whole Mexican, that whole that kind of style,
That vibe,
but
right.
but it's like the young crowd.
May party.
I literally played cumbia, stuff that I hear only in my country,
Right.
In a reggaeton way, and the way people vibe with you. Everybody was synchronized and danced, and they looked at you. And that night, I remember, when the lights went on, It's been several nights. In Mango's, it happens also. When at the end of the night, the lights goes on, and I give my farewells, thank you to everybody, and everybody just applauds you and just like, shit, fucking amazing job. Everybody's like, una más, one more. They want you to keep playing and stuff like that. So that feeling to me is always dope. And to me, that's the amazing, the greatest feeling that you could ever feel. I felt that also in Switzerland. Where people looked at me and it's always a great feeling, that after feeling, but in the beginning it's like when they look at you, there's like they judge you. You feel like that, like they're like, this DJ don't know what he's about to play. He don't look like that. He's the type of DJ he's gonna do great. But then that after feeling, when everybody bows down to you, they clap, they want more, they follow you, they want your number, they want to interact with you,
They
buy
want to
you
have
drinks.
some type of business or do something, or book you for a quinceañera, or try to get you to do something.
Yeah,
It's one of those good. It's a good night when the stars align and you know you did a good job.
To me, when everybody comes up to you and says that you made my night, you made my night epic. It was memorable. It was my birthday. It was my divorce. It was my. It don't matter what it was, but you came out to party with me that night, and you trusted me with your emotions. You made me, you gave me that chance that made you feel great.
Right. That's what's up.
And for you to come up to me and, give me that props, that to me is always a memorable night. I don't have a specific nights, but it's always nights like those that I'll be like, shit, it's what I live for. It's what I do. This is what I work hard for.
Right.
All right. So,
it ain't for the money. It ain't for the fame. It ain't for none of that.
right.
It's just to make people, feel great.
We're going to break you off a little something here, a little gift from us. We'd like to give everybody a little gift.
Nice.
In the brown bag.
In the brown bag, a little thank you.
Am I allowed to pull it out?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, pull out what's in here.
It's not.
Pause on that.
It's at the shoebox. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah, it's not the shoebox with the
damn.
stash.
I haven't seen one of these.
So that's basically a birthday mix. Like 5 DJs from Orlando made for me. And there's actually QR code in there. So it's like basically like a souvenir.
It's a souvenir. Yeah, you
Nice.
scan the code and it'll take you to the mix. So
Is dope. Oh, and a
something
shirt,
different. Yep.
extra medium.
No, you said large, fool.
He actually thought about it. He's like, "There's
Hold up, is the right one?
There's extra
It's the right way.
medium."
I'm trying to think, damn.
You got the right
Thank
one.
you guys. I appreciate it. Hold
No,
on, let me
thank
open
you.
up the shirt so I can show the gang what it looks like.
What's
Damn, respect the DJs, guys. This has been an amazing experience. I appreciate
No, we
you
appreciate
guys
you.
having me here. It's been amazing. I know it's been long overdue, but
Yeah, we want
We
to chop it
finally
up.
made it.
We want to learn about you and like
Right,
everybody,
right.
like you said, everybody has a different path. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different start.
yeah,
Nobody's the same. Everything happens different. So
Yeah,
let's go back a little bit. After you got thrown into the fire with your drunken brother, right?
yeah.
For lack of better terms. Did you have equipment at home? Did you wind up getting equipment?
No, I've never had an equipment
How about
ever.
now?
I've never practiced. I've never been the person to be,
Wow.
at home practicing.
Yeah.
I've always been in the club. Like
Yeah.
at home, all I've had was a computer where I could LimeWire,
Right.
which gave me so much viruses.
Yeah.
Goddamn LimeWire. But LimeWire to me was amazing because it's like when you typed in, like, let's say, for example, Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankee, all his songs would pop up.
Right.
But it would be Daddy Yankee featured Wisin y Yandel,
Right.
featured this person. So I would grab that other person and download it too.
And search. Yeah.
Right.
But that's all I had at home. As far as equipment, I ended up having equipment after maybe like 7 years
Wow.
after being a DJ. I bought me a Rain, I think it was a 57.
Okay.
And I bought me 2 CDJs.
Okay.
And I remember I only took them out to use them once in a party in Connecticut with DJ El Nino. And I remember when I came back home, it was raining and I left my equipment inside the car and I parked it across the street in the hospital. I knew I had to move the car at 7 a.m. And when I went to move the car, they had broke into the back of my car and took all my shit.
Damn.
all my shit, even my computer, my everything. That was the first time I lost my music, my everything. I wanted to quit DJing so bad.
Of
that
course,
day.
yeah.
But luckily, my brother had a backup of mine and saved my ass. I said, I'm not buying no more equipment. I ended up buying me equipment now that I moved here to Florida. I got a controller, a SZ, I think it is.
Okay. The Pioneer one.
Yeah, but that doesn't leave my house at all.
Right.
Stays in my house and, brand new. Only touch it when I'm home. But I've never been the type of DJ that actually practices at home.
That's what's up. You started a little backwards, but
yeah,
hey,
like I said,
it works out.
Like I said, I actually, when I first started, I didn't want to be a DJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Actually just happened.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
there's no other way to put it.
This wasn't the life I
It was a natural
chose.
ability you didn't know you had.
Yeah, and
It's
I
one of
actually,
those
when I saw
things.
I mastered it, that I'm good at it. I've always said, if you're good at something, you don't charge for free.
Right. Is there a preferred equipment you like to use? Or does it matter?
Right now,
No. I've used all type of equipment.
turntables,
Turntables,
everything.
vinyls, any type of mixer. I've even used the knobs that the
knob
volumes are.
mixer. Yeah,
Bro, I've even DJed
What are
standing up.
knobs? They actually back in style.
yeah. The knob mixers are coming back now. Well, they never left
Left.
because of the house DJs, like the deep house, like
That's what they use.
the Latin house and the soulful house. They use the knob.
Oh yeah,
DJs.
they threw me in. I've done a few tech parties in Mangoes where they had to put their mixers.
Yep.
I remember there was one the first time I used it. It was I think it was an 8-channel, 8-channel mixer. And I'm like,
all the fucking knobs.
holy shit!
Yeah.
They put 6 CDJs.
Yeah, because they're mixing. Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. And the sound guy was like, shit, I forgot to set you up. So the way you got to mix, your CDJ, your left one is all the way down there, and your right one's all the way over there. So I literally had to scratch like that one night. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I'm going to try to DJ without scratching. So it was like I was going back and forth.
Yeah, you gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah, man.
It is what it is. You
But like I
you
said,
adapted, and that's what's up.
you put anything in front of me.
It wasn't
and-
like, I don't know if you saw this past week what happened at Coachella. Did you see it?
No, I have not.
You know who Grimes is?
Yeah.
You know, she was DJing or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
And her her BPMs fell off because of record box.
No way.
Right. So I guess she was using USBs, and she stopped in the middle of the mix and said that her shit was fucked up, that she didn't know what to do to an extent because everything was mapped out for her. So she had to try to DJ by ear.
You see, that's something that I would put any DJ right now
Yeah.
to do that, and I'm pretty
So
sure.
now it'll probably
Her
come up
sync
now.
button's broken.
The sync button and all types of stuff was out of whack. So she literally like had a meltdown on stage. Like she grabbed the mic and
Oh yeah,
and yeah.
Jeez, that's I've had a lot of embarrassing moments in my time.
A lot of times, we have embarrassing moments, but we know it. We don't let the crowd know.
No,
because they're not gonna know.
No,
And
it's been moments where you could realize. For example, with the CDs, scratch CDs, when the CD it goes back and forth.
But that's different.
Or with
That's
the controller.
different,
With the controller, one time I remember I was doing an Uptown event, and the MC guy, the host, he was talking and he dropped the mic by mistake on my controller, and out of nowhere on my left side the BPMs was going fast. It was like if you was pressing the fast, raising the BPM. It was going fast. It don't matter if I would take out the song, that left side would go fast. So I didn't know what to do. My right side was only working. So it was like I had to turn the whole shit off, and it was like a 5-minute moment of silence.
Oh, it's the longest time and the longest pause of silence in the world.
So
That
it's
video
like,
probably made her rich too, I bet you.
The Grimes one?
Yeah.
Of course.
That video made her rich.
matter of fact, the last time it happened to me was in Mangoes. Mangoes, one time my computer crashed, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. And then the sound guy, I had to come up with a joke. I had to tell the people something. The mic was working. So then, luckily, the sound guy, I had left an hour mix up there already, preset. I give them a few mixes, so they can have before I get on set.
Yeah.
So they played that. So now I have my music on external hard drives. So I went upstairs and I ended up DJing on their computer. Plugged my shit in, I had a DJ upstairs.
Yeah.
But that was one of last embarrassing moment that I had actually.
Yeah, I've had it with not a couple months back. The controller just started blinking
Yeah.
like crazy, just blinking. So I had to restart the controller.
Yeah.
But it happens. You know what I mean? I've had it where sometimes I forgot to plug my fucking power in my laptop and the shit died.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that because you start and you get into this motion and this vibe.
Yeah,
and
but
you forget
those
some-
I
you
feel like
forget.
these are things that are out of our control.
Yeah.
Right.
But stuff with when it comes to the BPMs,
Yeah, it's
and
electronics.
mapping your music.
Yeah.
I never actually pre-mix. I don't go with like a playlist.
Yeah.
I go off
The vibes. Yeah, what's
yes,
going on? Yeah, what's
off,
going on?
off of the head, off dome. Whatever I see, I just fill it out, and then I be surprising myself sometimes on what I play.
Right.
But I never go like that based off a playlist.
Shit.
See,
Right.
but like I was born in the Bronx, but I'm Harlem raised. Like if y'all
Yeah, we
was to
should've
hit
gave
me
you
with the
some
Harlem
Dipset.
raised, I
Dipset.
would have been like,
Some
shit.
Dipset.
Cameron
something
was on
like
that
that.
record.
That was
Cameron was on that record.
yeah. If
Nah,
y'all
he-
would have gave me that Sunday shit,
want some
that
Mace.
sample from
Yeah.
Hey Ma, what's up?
Okay.
I would have been like, oh, I know that one. Yeah, I'm Harlem raised.
Yeah, he wants some Dipset or some shit. Or, yeah, I mean, some Mace.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I pretty much my home was in the Bronx, but I was literally like 3 subway stops from Harlem already. I was on 147, and then got off on 125th
Right.
right there in Harlem. So pretty much everybody that I used to go to high school with was all Harlem raised. Everybody would ask me why didn't I go to school in the Bronx, having across the street this high school called Gompers. But since my mom worked in that bakery on 116, my dad worked on 125th, my brother and my sister also worked close by. It was like all my family was already in Harlem. So it was like,
Why not go to school in
Yeah.
Harlem?
so I was born and raised, I was raised up with the whole, like the Puerto Rican parade on 116, the whole, that whole, the whole black community. I was all into that. Imagine, I was dressed in black eggs, do-rags. You wouldn't imagine me wearing nothing like that now. But yeah.
So our career's doing the card game. Name me your top 5 DJs back then and top 5 DJs now.
Top 5 DJs back then.
When you first started DJing.
All right. Back then, sheesh.
In no order.
It don't matter like if.
Nope, doesn't matter what order. What they play this is your list.
All right. Well, it's all depending. Latin vibes.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Latin vibes. I've always looked up to Alex Sensation. His sex appeal, the way he talks,
He's
the
gonna be
way
out, he's gonna be out here.
yeah,
At
he
Kia
is.
Center, yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked the way he mixed with. He's diverse, not only with Spanish, but he used to freestyles, a whole bunch of genres that he brought to the radio. Aside from him, I used to look up to Camilo. Camilo brought that hip hop vibes. He was like the first Colombian dude that I would see that brought that hip hop New York vibes. DJ Nori was always one of my favorite DJs.
Yeah.
As a Caribbean DJ, I used to look up to him. Danny S was one of my favorite DJs. Him and Precise. Precise was one of my favorite DJs back then.
What about now?
Starting up. Now?
Yeah.
That's tough. Now it's tough. I really don't have no favorite DJs that
Any
actually,
DJs, they don't have to be, it could be any genre of music. You know what I mean? Something that you listen to on DJs that you may listen to on your drive. It could be, they don't got to be, Latino or
yeah. Well,
hip hop style DJs.
to me personally, I like to hear classic stuff like classic reggae, classic hip hop. I like my Spanish rock. So any DJ that plays Spanish rock to me is always gonna be my top fave. But I like sitting down and listening to DJs like Rick Rock. Rick Rock is a mastermind. The way he puts music and mashups together, it's amazing. It's brilliant. I like sheesh. It's tough. I really don't have actually DJs that I
it could
hear
be partly
on.
too that you being that with you being booked, you're not really getting to see other DJs or
Yeah,
you know.
that's true. I don't, because it's like if you actually see the DJs on YouTube, they're not the person they are actually in person. As I told you, that
Right.
DJ, that
Right.
sicko, the one with the mask.
Yeah.
I said I wanted to see him because I was like, shit. To me,
He has a major
before
following.
that day,
Yeah.
he was one of my favorite DJs. Where I would have been like, I like his mashups. I like the way he DJs, his energy, the way he mixes and stuff like that. But now it's like,
Especially also when the time he came out too.
I heard you
It was all
live.
lockdown. stuff like
Yeah.
that,
He was
so.
doing a lot of, you know.
Now I heard you live. It's like, bro, I can outshine you any time of the day.
Was there a lot of people there?
Yes, it was. But it's just that you can't see it because
No, right.
there's nobody behind you and you're on stage. You can't see the computer. But I was up there in the balcony. I was up there watching him from up top, and I saw the computer actually dim out. You know when you don't touch a computer,
Yeah,
the
dims out.
lights dim out.
Mhm.
That's how long it took him to touch his computer
Yeah.
for him to just bring the light up. So it's tough actually. I'm not really big. I don't have actually a favorite DJ to hear now. I would rather hear old school DJs like, you know, Junebug
Right.
and stuff like
That's
that.
what's up.
I'm straight classic. But any DJ that actually, you know, can be diverse and, you know, blend well, scratch well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only scratching and making a noise, it's scratching and landing it. Great with the BPMs. Don't go too far off 5 BPMs.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. And, you know, any DJ like that, to me, I don't care what your name is. You to me, are the top DJ right now.
Right.
Like, I went to El Salvador a few days ago. Every DJ I've heard out there was diverse. Reggaeton, Spanish rock. They played a little bit of tech house. They played 70s music. They went back with the new, the old school.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, let me get your Instagram.
Right.
And I followed you, and there's a little young 18-year-old kid. And to me, it was like, damn, you remind me of me.
Yeah.
When I first
It gave me
started.
some inspiration. That's what's up.
And I was like, to me, you know, you a top DJ to me. I still don't even know that. I know if I look him up on my phone, I'll remember his name. But DJs like that.
It's beautiful to go other places and still see that the DJ culture is don't expand so far.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't just interview hip hop DJs, we interview DJs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we love that, you know, the culture of you could be, you know, from the age 5 and up and learn about this DJing skills. You know, there's schools out there now for that. There's also, you know, YouTubes. And there's also actually a lot of parents that were actually DJs back then that never made it, but still have the knowledge and teach their young ones
Yeah.
about this.
No, that's true. No,
Then we call
I get
DJ.
I get my music knowledge all from my pops. Even though he don't know it, he's always been into music. He literally had crates of tapes, crates of CDs, luggages full. He had a collection. He's always been a collectionist with music.
Mm-hmm.
But at home, he would play like some Sundays would be the boleros, the old school Spanish and stuff like that. And then some days would be like the Bee Gees, the 70s disco.
Right.
And he would go from there to like his music selection would go from like Creedence to like I don't know. He would play Queen. He would switch it up. Or like
Yeah, he was a lover of music.
yes,
Yeah.
big time. So to me, it was like waking up on every Sunday just listening to all these classics. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, it's like
Well, the reason why you didn't like it because it was cleaning time. That's the reason why you didn't like it.
Yeah. But now
It
it means
was-
now
it-
it means something to you.
It was
Yeah.
it was actually had to wake up and go to church on
Oh, go
Sundays.
to church.
So you know we had to wake up extra early with all that music, and my dad would iron and all that music on full blast. But then afterwards, I started hearing like most of those songs are mashups to this,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
are songs to this, and you know now I got like a big
Right.
music memory from
From your
growing up.
pops, yeah.
from my pops. Yeah,
That's what's up. So, all right, we're gonna go into this hip hop trivia game. We're not sponsored by them. We just like the game. You know what I
Nice.
mean? So basically, I'm gonna either ask you a question, you have to finish the lyric, or just answer it. Some are multiple choice. I may not give you the multiple choice. See if you can figure it out. I
All
may.
right.
but
Let's see how we go.
All right. So, what city is known as the birthplace of hip hop?
The Bronx.
Okay, yeah, Bronx, New York. Yep. So, what was the name of Jay-Z's first album?
Shit. First album?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely named Blueprint.
No.
Shit. Damn, I forgot.
It's Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Isn't that where he had the 22 twos?
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
I knew it.
All right. Which rapper had the 1990 album Mama Said Knock You Out?
LL Cool J?
There you go.
Queens.
Yep. Which rap group do the following lyrics belong to? Okay. I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no jive.
The Wu-Tang Clan.
There you go. There you go. All right, last one. Who created the first gangster rap album?
Gangster rap album.
First gangster rap album.
First gangster rap album. First gangster rap album.
Yep.
That's tough.
Give us a guess.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to go back, but not too back.
No, I think we knew to go back on this one. I mean, I think I'm gonna answer the question. I don't know the question.
Do you know?
I mean the answers.
First, it's once I tell you, you're gonna be like, fuck.
All right, let me give a guess though.
Go ahead.
But it's a New York
No.
rap. No?
No.
No? So then I'm off.
All right, so
NWA.
it's NWA.
Okay.
Yeah.
NWA?
Yeah, the first gangster rap album. Yeah. When they came with the
See, that's why I was like, if
straight
it's
out of Compton, and fuck the
There
police
you go.
and shit, and
All right.
they definitely flipped the scene upside
Right.
down with that.
So what can we expect from you for 5 years from now?
5 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully still breathing.
That's a start.
That's a stuff for everybody.
But God willing, hopefully, my main goal is just to have my own establishment one day where I can create the vibes that I like. Like I said, I'm very old school. I like my Spanish rock. I like my old school reggae. I'm very diverse when it comes to that. But I like catering to people. I want to have an establishment where, I can cater to that type of
They
vibe.
gonna start with a $2 spot.
Hopefully, if I get some pretty girls out here, I'll put them to work and stuff,
I'll DJ.
spot.
So, guys,
You'll be changing every 30 seconds.
yeah, I'm gonna take clientele from the guys that go to Rachel's. I'm be like, my steak is better here.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult.
I'm be like, my steak is better here. I heard Rachel's have some good steaks, but
Yeah,
I've never
They
been
do.
there.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
So-
they're better than a lot of the steak restaurants.
Restaurants.
Yeah,
Right.
all right. We got
So what you currently working on right now?
currently working on right now myself. Right now, I'm just trying to.
Build the brand that you were saying.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to Florida. Like I said, it's been 2 years since I've been here. I've been back to New York once. So I'm planning. Right now, I'm just planning on getting back to what I'm used to, and
Right.
just traveling, building my name. Working on networking and more. So it's like I'm building more to expand.
Right. Cool.
So that's my main goal now.
Right. Any final words to our listening viewers?
Excuse me.
Any final words?
Any final words? Hopefully you like what Mike Touch got to give you. And God willing, we got enough strength to keep hustling, keep
Right.
working. And
And right now to go see Mike Touch live is what? Friday night you said? What's it, Thursday and Friday?
What's your bookings like?
well, right now I want to switch it up. Right now I've dropped a whole bunch of stuff. The only thing that's actually, constant is Thursday nights in Mangoes, Fridays downtown Euphoria, and Saturdays in Mangoes. Sundays, which right now I got to run to go samba on a brunch. And that's my main on a weekly
right
basis.
now?
But it's always switching up. I got bookings now coming through from Miami, some in Tampa, some in West Palm Beach. I'm going back to New York. Like I said, I got Colombia, Medellin. I got a few other places that I'm getting back in contact with. So
That's what's up.
thank God, I still got those contacts that still fuck with me.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
what's up.
So that's my next move
Cool.
for now.
So how can anyone book you?
Contact me. Social media, DJ Mike Touch, anywhere. Either in Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Skonex, MySpace, High Five,
All of them.
all of that. Anywhere. But definitely, all my contacts are there. Right now, I got some business cards coming out with the QR codes and stuff. They're coming in. I already got the artwork done. I just got to get the cards done. So
That's what's up.
we're working on that.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we would like to salute Mike Touch for sharing his stories on Respect the DJs podcast. Many
Thank
thanks to you, our loyal listeners and viewers. And as always, we have another exciting episode coming up. Stay tuned. And until then, I've been your host, DJ Correct, alongside DJ Junebug for Respect the DJs podcast. And we are out.
Thank
We're
you.
out. Peace.
Peace out.
Street Dreams Music Group. Play that. Play that. Play that.
DJ Precise is a true mixtape legend, renowned for his ability to flip clubs upside down across New York City with his electrifying sets and seamless blends. His unparalleled skill in curating the perfect mix not only keeps dance floors packed, but also sets the bar high for DJs everywhere. Beyond his captivating performances, DJ Precise serves as a beacon of inspiration for upcoming DJs, encouraging them to hone their craft and push the boundaries of creativity. His passion and dedication to the art of DJing motivate those around him to elevate their skills, fostering a vibrant community of artists committed to excellence in the music scene. DJ Precise, Respect the DJs podcast, salutes you.